Bluey has over 170 episodes, including the main series and special shorts.
Wow.
That means there are hundreds of hidden references that fans often miss. Did you know that to spot the Easter eggs in the adventures of the little blue pup, you have to watch the episodes multiple times?
Again!
Let's start with one of the most fun references in Bluey's short stories, the one featuring a very famous little pig. Do you know who we're talking about? Of course, it's Peppa Pig! In the episode alongside, we see the morning routine of one of Bluey's best friends, Honey. Honey is an Australian pup, but her family comes from England, and her room is packed with Easter eggs hinting at her heritage. One of the coolest ones is a painting of a little pink pig hanging on her wall. And yes, it's definitely a nod to Peppa Pig. Since Honey's family is from England, her home is filled with references to famous things from the UK. Are you ready to discover a ton of Easter eggs in Bluey's world? Then grab your popcorn, get comfy on the couch, and pour yourself a refreshing drink, because it's time for a very special Cinewave episode. Ready to do some magic? Let's see if you recognize these spells. Wingardium Leviosa. And now another one. Expecto Patronum! You recognize those magic words, right? Bluey's world features some fun references to Harry Potter, and Honey's room is full of them. Right when she wakes up, you can spot a stuffed toy representing a white owl. And who else could it be but Harry's loyal companion, Hedwig? In the same scene, hanging on the wall, Honey has a banner with blue and yellow colors, which means she belongs to the Ravenclaw house at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. In the next scene, we spot two more Harry Potter Easter eggs, a super cool poster featuring Hogwarts Castle and a wizard flying on a broomstick. And right above, you can see that Honey has a Quidditch broomstick, which is definitely a Nimbus 2000, along with a magic wand hanging on her bedroom wall. Looks like Honey is really into the young wizard's adventures.
It's a Nimbus 2000!
Still in Honey's house, there's a small tribute to Queen Elizabeth II. As she walks outside to pick up the newspaper from the mailbox, you can see the number 96 engraved, marking the age of the Queen at the time of her passing. But if you prefer action and espionage, Honey's family has something for you too. The license plate on her dad Marcus's car features the number 007, an obvious reference to the world's most famous secret agent. The plate also includes the letter Sam, which is likely a nod to director Sam Mendes, who was behind one of the latest films in the franchise. Pretty cool, right? And what about you? Would you like to be a secret agent on missions around the world? Comment below using #secret, but don't tell anyone. Even though it's a small detail, we couldn't leave out this reference. In the mini-episode alongside, there's also a painting of the great scientist Isaac Newton. Still on the topic of references to England, but this time in the episode Grannymobile, there's a decorative plate in the Healer family's neighbor's house. When Doreen is selling her old things to travel, we see something really interesting at the end of the episode. There's a plate featuring Prince, now King, Charles with his first wife, Princess Diana. But there's a big mystery in this image. If you look closely, you'll notice that King Charles is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, which makes perfect sense since the breed is a direct reference to his name. However, in the world of Bluey, the Queen, meaning Prince Charles's mother, is a Corgi. We know this because of the $5 bill that Bluey uses to buy things at the street market with Indy. Until recently, everyone thought the entire royal family in Bluey was made up of corgis. This really is a huge mystery. Right at the beginning of this episode, there's another Easter egg that many fans missed, one of the Disney princesses. Inside the Healer's car, there's a coloring book featuring a mermaid, and if you look a little closer, you'll see that the pups have a red crayon. Of course, they're going to color the mermaid's hair red, because it's a reference to Princess Ariel from Disney. It's worth noting that Bluey is produced by the same studio as Mickey Mouse, so it's more than fair to say that this is a direct reference to the Princess of the Ocean. Speaking of the Little Mermaid, have you ever seen her father in Bluey's world? Yep. King Triton shows up at the beach when the Healers go to see the ocean. In episode 26 of season 1, there's a double reference in the scene where Bluey meets a surfer. The first reference is on the surfer's board, which features King Triton, Ariel's father. And just to make it even clearer, the character holding the board actually calls Bluey Little Mermaid. The second reference is that this episode aired on October 26, 2018, the same year Australian surfer Stephanie Gilmore won a major women's surfing championship. Now, moving on to the episode Promises, there's a super quick reference that you'll miss if you blink. When Bandit is at the library with Bluey and Bingo, Mr. Healer is playing baby with his daughters until he asks a lady to grab a book for him. That book is actually The Three Little Pigs, and you can see the characters on the cover. Could Bandit be the wolf in this story? Let's just hope he doesn't blow the pages away. In the episode Adventure, when Chloe and Bluey are playing princesses and witches with the terriers, the episode ends by showing a poster the pups painted, featuring stars in the shape of Bluey. This drawing is a reference to the Canis Major constellation, a group of stars visible in the southern hemisphere of the Earth.
It was perfect.
This isn't the first time Bluey's production team has used stars as Easter eggs. In the mini-episode Goldilocks, when Bandit is telling a bedtime story to his pups, you can spot the Southern Cross constellation right above Bingo's head. This is another major star group in the Southern Hemisphere, so important that it's featured on multiple flags, including Australia's. You know who's gonna shine even brighter than any star? You! But to make that happen, you need to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. And do you remember when the little blue pup turned into Sonic? That happened in episode 50 of Bluey's second season, when the Healer sisters finally agreed to get out of the bath. Right when the two pups are drying off, their fur sticks up just like a hedgehog's, and in Bluey's case, she ends up looking exactly like Sonic. Bingo's fur is spiky too, but the reference is all about Bluey. The animators wanted to make this super obvious, so much so that Bluey even says that both she and Bingo look like two hedgehogs. Do you think Sonic would be up for a race against Bluey? Do you like Pokemon? Well, the team at Ludo Studios sure does, because in the episode Featherwand, when Bingo is upset about not being invited to Chloe's birthday party, there's a really cool reference to Pikachu's show. But we bet you didn't catch it. Right when Chili is trying to write down the party's address, in the background of the room, you can spot a pillow that looks exactly like the face of the Pokemon Mr. Mime. And this reference goes even deeper when you look at the episode as a whole. In this story, Bingo is using a bird feather to change the weight of things, but this magic can't be seen, only felt. In the Healer family, magic works through the power of imagination, meaning it doesn't actually exist. That's why no one can see it, but everyone can feel it, because the game forces them to pretend they're being affected by it. That's called mime, and that's exactly Mr. Mime's special power. He's a magician who performs mimes, but unlike Bluey, his magic is real. Another reference that many fans overlook in this episode is that the bird that gave Bingo the magic feather actually appears. It's sitting on top of the house, and the show takes a moment to highlight how beautiful it is. In case you didn't know, that bird is a cockatiel. In the episode Quiet Game, there are several fun references, and the first one is a joke about TikTok. When Bandit is relaxing on the couch after making the pups stay quiet, Chili walks in and pulls a plush octopus with a happy face out of her bag. This is an Easter egg referencing the viral toy that took over the internet. An octopus plushie with a happy face on one side and an angry face on the other. As soon as Chili does this, Bandit's mood changes, which is a fun little joke since this octopus also gets mad really easily. In one of the first scenes inside the toy store, when Bandit asks for help picking out a gift for Muffin, there's a shelf that features Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots from Transformers. We can see him both in his robot form and in his truck transformation. In the same scene, while the pups are playing a mime game, there's a poster in the background showing characters wearing helmets. This is a clear reference to the game Among Us. There's a really fun episode where Chili is trying to work, but Bluey is eager to play driving. What really stands out is the plush cat that Bluey places in the corner of the room. That toy's name is Agatha, but it's actually the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. At first it's hard to notice, but once you remember the cat's role in the tea party scene from the live-action movie, it all makes sense. And Bluey places Agatha right in the middle of a tea party, perfectly recreating the scene from the film. If you're a sports fan, you probably caught a few cool references in Bluey. For example, in the mini-episode Burger Dog, when Mr. Healer is reading the newspaper, there's a cover photo of an athlete playing tennis. That photo is actually a tribute to Australian tennis champion Ashley Barty. And what's even better than being featured in Bluey? Having fun on our channel. That's why we've picked out 2 more awesome videos for you to enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye for now!